Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nick Tyler. I'm the Director of the Centre for Transport Studies at UCL. So normally I would be welcoming you to UCL with all its 19th century glory, but today we're in the 21st century using electrons, and so you don't have that pleasure, but it's great to see you all nevertheless. This evening we're going to have the Independent Transport Commission CTS 2020 annual lecture, the title of which is "How Can We Future-Proof Our Transport Infrastructure for Climate Change?" This is, of course, a classic issue for transport in particular. So as the director of the Centre for Transport Studies at UCL, I'm really pleased to be able to host this evening's lecture from both Professor Lorraine Whitmarsh from the University of Bath and Chris Stark from the UK Committee on Climate Change. So with no more ado, I'll pass on to Terry Hill, who's the chair of the Independent Transport Commission.
Great, thanks very much indeed, Nick. Yes, my name is Terry Hill. I'm the chair of the Independent Transport Commission, so welcome to you all. These amazing circumstances. I'm delighted that so many of you have joined us for this, our first digital annual lecture. The Independent Transport Commission is Britain's only pan-transport and land use research charity, and our role is to improve strategic policy making. We do this through our research work, but also our events, which bring experts together from across the industry. One of ITC's specialities is exploring cross-cutting policy issues, hence the theme of this year's annual lecture: how can we future-proof our transport infrastructure for climate change? The ITC is a charity, and to continue our work, we're wholly dependent on generosity of our corporate members, and many of those I see on the attendees list. Many of you are here, and so I welcome you especially, and would like to thank you for your essential support. The annual lecture is the ITC's major summer event, now in its 8th year, and we are delighted to partner again this year with the Centre for Transport Studies at UCL. So thanks, Nick, for having us. We would normally be looking forward to welcoming you in person, because you may recall, those of who you are regulars or have been before, that we don't just listen to eminent people and hear of their thoughts, but we also normally have some refreshments and carry on the discussion well into the night. I'm not quite sure how we can do that. I'm just finishing my cup of Earl Grey. That's the best that I get this evening, but I hope we'll come back to that sometime, but I hope you enjoy in the comfort of your homes, offices and gardens this evening. So this evening's speakers are Professor Lorraine Whitmarsh, Director of the Centre for Climate Change and Social Transformations, and Chris Stark, Chief Executive of the UK Committee on Climate Change. As you were hearing earlier, after their lecture, we'll be happy to take the discussion on there. The speakers are happy to take questions, and we'll have that Q&A session afterwards. But please submit your any questions you've got at any time during the event using the box that you'll find underneath the video. The lecture's going to be recorded. This year's theme is a crucial issue. And it's a matter for us to see what is going to happen in the future when we hear that infrastructure is going to be part of the government's recovery plans. Build, build, build. So it's going to be fascinating to see what does happen. Today's event will provide insights into both the challenges that climate change will pose for our infrastructure and mobility, as well as practical steps that policy makers should take.